Okay, from the National Weather Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your 1 p.m. update here on this Sunday, the 16th of January. And yeah, this is a getting into impact time. And what I mean by impact time is obviously the roads are treacherous and the power outages are starting to really climb here. So let's get into seeing what's all going on with all this. Bear with me here for 1 second while I change the screen here. And let's see. We have got the radar loop here, and let me pause the loop and get it to the latest. And let's put on some colors here to give a sense of what the P type is. When I say P type, I mean precipitation type. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line along the 32-degree boundary here, if you will. And let's see. Wow, look how it crept up real fast. So right in there is the 32-degree line, right? So 32 degrees, it could kind of go either way, right? That's freezing, but it's also considered melting. So, clearly once you get above 32, that's it in terms of, oh, hang on here 1 second here. Apparently I forgot to turn on my screen here for my friends here at GoToWebinar, so I apologize for that. So thanks for all the folks who are on GoToWebinar. I am so sorry, and thank you for the reminding me here to turn the screen on. I thought I had already done that. All right. So anyway, all right, very good. So yeah, you could see the. Let me go back to my drawing here, and you could see this line right here connects all the places where it's 32. Okay, so to the right of that line, in terms of any additional icing, it's pretty much over. In terms of additional icing, okay, and that kind of matches pretty well with this green line here on the program that tries to identify the difference between freezing rain and rain. So you know what, for all intents and purposes, I'll accept this green line here as that's the division between where it's raining and where it's freezing rain to the left of that. Okay, so I would say we're not quite out of the woods in terms of impacts east of the line, in terms of maybe some leftover slush or ice on bridges, especially where it's 32. You have to be careful, but I don't expect any additional ice accumulation east of that line. Okay, so we're basically talking east of I-95. East of I-95, you're pretty much in the clear. South of Highway 24, say from Montgomery County eastward, you're pretty much in the clear. So Anson County, Richmond County, Scotland County, Hoke County, Cumberland County, Harnett County, I think you're pretty much done in terms of additional icing. Where the icing will continue is between these two lines for freezing rain. And then north of this second line here across the triad, we'll have additional sleet and freezing rain accumulation. So everywhere west of this line, things could still worsen in terms of additional icing. And notice these temperatures here in the lower 20s. It's going to take a long time. I'll try to draw a line here between 24 and 26. So there we go again. Once I-85 is oftentimes a delineation. You get north of 85, that's where the cold air hangs on the longest, and that's where the most ice will begin to accumulate. Ice in terms of both sleet and freezing rain, because eventually this freezing rain red will move up along and north of I-85 as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Okay, and there you go. You can see it just updated. So anyway. I still think that the overall worst conditions in terms of overall travel, in terms of overall power outages, is going to be in this zone here that we've been advertising for days. The worst. Okay. So anyway, there's a couple things I could show you that convey just how bad it is. And first off, let's take a look at well, the first thing is traffic maps. If you look at a traffic map, you can see clearly, where there's orange and even some road closed here, some of the interstate closures, that conveys a message that that's where the impacts are, right? Travel impacts that we've been expecting here. And again, if I draw a line, it's kind of right in line with where that changeover is. Okay, so once you get east of I-95 from I-95 eastward, again, things should be, shouldn't get any worse, and if anything, should get better. Okay, in terms of power outages, we could see that the number of power outages is climbing across the Sandhills region and across the southern Piedmont. And again, so look for that. Look for these colors, these power outages to expand northward with time. We're already hearing about some power outages even in Wake County. So expect this map that shows the power outages to continue to expand northward with time. Okay, all as expected. Okay, going back to weather.gov/Raleigh. Again, you can download our slides. You can look at the map. You can put in your zip code. Again, current conditions. I like to look at this under current conditions. Go down and mouse over observations map, and that will take you to a nice way to view both temperature, radar, watches, warnings, advisories, all sorts of great information. Let me put some boundaries on here, states, counties, just to kind of help us better see where we're at. Let's go back to observations, and let me change this from station plot to just wind gust. That's all I want to see is wind gust. Okay, and these are the latest reports. And you could see these wind gusts here that we've been mentioning this morning, 38 miles per hour at Winston-Salem. There's a 38 mile per hour wind gust at Stanley County Airport. There's a 25 at Siler City. There's a 28 mile per hour wind gust at RDU. And as you go upstream, notice there's still plenty of 30s, mid 30s wind gusts. Okay. And we're not seeing a whole lot of reports out of, the Midlands here, the Western Midlands of South Carolina, because I wonder if there's just a lot of power outages there, and a lot of the reporting stations are just not reporting. In fact, if we go and take a look at South Carolina, you could see that there are quite a bit of power outages in that zone there, just west of Columbia there. So I think that's why we're not really seeing many reports, because there's no power down here, and a lot of the stations aren't reporting. So who knows what the wind gusts are in that part of the state? But suffice it to say, we're going to see the risk for these 30 to 40, maybe even 45 mile per hour wind gusts continue through the afternoon, probably peaking a couple hours from now. I think the worst of it is still upstream. I think by the time we get to between 3 and 5, I think is when the worst of the wind is going to be. And when you couple that with a continued, and this is radar now, continued freezing rain in this area here that's going to get some gusty winds later, I think the power outage potential is going to really, really increase across the northern Piedmont. Mike, you got something to add?
We just gusted to 40 miles per hour at Winston.
Okay. So brand new, hot off the press, a gust of 40 miles per hour at Winston-Salem. So thank you for that, Mike. So anyway, yeah. So look for power outages. Bottom line here, folks, is just stay home, stay put wherever you're at. If you're not home, don't go out. I mean, there's a lot of closed roads, as I pointed out earlier. Travel, particularly from the Triangle westward, is treacherous. It's just you just want to stay put and be ready for the power to go out just in case it does. Particularly if you're in the Triad, Western Piedmont. If you're from Albemarle to Asheboro to Roxborough and points west, Hillsborough, even Burlington, yeah, things are really going to start going downhill here if they furthermore than what they already have. So again, it's sort of this update here at 1 o'clock is sort of a good news, bad news update. Good news if you're east of I-95, again, that's sort of what we expected. The warm air coming up from the southeast. The bad news if you're obviously, Triangle westward, where icing still continues and power outages and road closures are expanding. So anyway, that's your 1 o'clock update. Let me just take you real quick through some time frames here and just give you a real quick sense of how the models are conveying this warm up of rain. And this would be that's the current time, and that looks pretty good. This is a forecast for 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. So you could see again, the models are really locking in that places from Salisbury to Roxborough and north and west of there, you're not going to change the rain. So again, look for conditions and to continue to worsen in the Triad region with additional sleet and freezing rain falling. Conditions from Albemarle to Ashboro to Siler City up to Roxborough will continue to worsen, but yet you should eventually see a changeover to rain late this afternoon. Okay, so if you're in that zone, hang on. The warmer air is coming. Again, one more time. This is current time: 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then from that point, 7 p.m. on, the event just gradually winds down. Okay, and wraps up. Let's see. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this particular update. We'll leave you with a last look here at the radar, and let's see what else can we do here. Let me stop this here, and just bear with me here for 1 second. And with that, again, just can't urge folks enough to just again stay put. Be ready and prepared for power outages if you're, west of 95. If you're east of 95, again, you're in the better news scenario, the good news scenario. Things should be improving there. West of I-95, that's where most of the power outages are going to be confined. And again, Sandhills region right now is seeing a spike in power outages, and look for that to continue. I'm looking out the window right here at our office in Raleigh, and there's some thick ice on those branches, so it's only a matter of time before those branches, particularly points west where there's more freezing rain accumulation, it's only a matter of time before those start breaking and bringing down some power lines. So yeah, and it's getting breezy out there, as Kathleen behind me noted. So it's coming if you haven't already experienced the power outages. So anyway, wish everybody well. We'll be back in about an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to do a real quick update at 2:30, and then another full update. Our update at 4:30, we'll talk more about what to expect tonight, tomorrow night with the black ice concerns, and maybe we'll take a little glimpse into the future toward later next week, because there are some models that suggest we might be dealing with another event here 7 days from now. So hang on, stay tuned for that. And with that, I'll say I'll bid farewell to our Facebook viewers.